I was saying, of all the things that we've heard that are getting canceled, why the fuck has the JJ Abrams Superman movie not been canceled yet? And like, what is there to be excited about with that? You know what I'm saying? Star Trek didn't get good until after he was already out of the picture. Whether we want to admit it or not, the best Star Wars. All right, we ain't gonna talk about Star Wars.
I know what you're talking about. The Star Trek, the last one. I know what you're talking about.
But I know the Last Jedi is basically like speaking a different language, but on balance, I mean that's the best out of those three movies, brothers. So what is the thought process? What's the thought process behind bringing JJ Abrams in on Superman? And what is that gonna do to like spark interest? Because I hear that and I think like that was safe. That was very safe. You know what I'm saying? Ta-Nehisi Coates, respect that man, respect his pen, but whatever they trying to do with that, we don't need that in our lives, brother. We don't need that, man.
I would agree. I think the only reason why they have JJ there is because of old contracts that they signed with him. I think that's literally the only reason that shit's still there. Because James Gunn would definitely look at that and pull his shotgun out and just blow that shit.
Because what's the premise?
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Because at this point, if it's not gonna stick, which I don't think it will, because I thought there was some James Gunn wants to do his own Superman, right?
Some young version.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, we're probably gonna get a black Superman, and then it's just gonna be something that happened and then never mattered.
I roll.
I agree.
Go ahead, Majin, and then Ryan and Kino, after y'all can follow after.
It's pretty much one of them, like, this is a contract that was already in due. You know what I'm saying? We promised this man that he was going to get to shoot this film. And, you know, unbeknownst to us, who knows what was happening behind the scenes, but maybe somebody was like, all right, you know, time is up. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to do my shot. It's a safe bet. Y'all saying y'all gonna scrap everything while, you know what I'm saying, my man works around in the background shooting his movies. You know, we're gonna go ahead and do this. And I think it's just more so they want to capture on that hype. You know, it's gonna be this is our shot in the bucket, you know, in the carbonite bucket, and then we're just gonna eye roll. You know, this is DC trying it, and I'd say it's like a survey test, something like that.
Okay. Oh, you up next, man.
Shit. Honestly, I don't know what James Gunn's vision, but I'll leave him room to surprise us all. I think he's capable of doing that. Yeah, we know him for, you know, doing comedic type style movies and stuff like that. But him possibly taking on a project, or if it is in the works of taking on a younger Superman, stuff like that. If he could do it where almost in the nature of how Smallville was done, then I don't. Here's my thing though, man. Like, Superman was never a movie type, you know, character for me. You know, like I can see it as a series. You know, it's kind of hard for me to. It's just to sit, like, you can't explain Superman's life in a movie. You know, you got to do it through a series. You got to, you know. So, I don't know. Like, I think Superman alone needs to go to a different direction, honestly, like that. You know, I just really think so. You know, but that's just my opinion. Anybody's opinion, you know, they can go ahead and chime in all they can, all they want, stuff like that. But honestly, with James Gunn possibly taking on Superman, stuff like that, he's got to take that role seriously. The comedy stuff like that has got to be almost to a bare minimum and stuff, you know. But we've always seen, you know, Clark Kent as a straightforward character, you know. And when he dawns, you know, the character of being Superman, stuff like that, you know, from what I remember reading out of comic book stuff like that, I don't see Superman doing comedic stuff very often, you know. I mean, you guys correct me on that on that note, stuff like that, because I'm not a DC reader and stuff like that. But I don't see, right. You know, so I don't see Superman doing comedic stuff very often, stuff like that. So if James Gunn were to take on that project, stuff like that, I'm gonna have to do a callback because it's got to be relatable to more like what Smallville was like. In order for me to be like, okay, James Gunn, you did your homework, you did it right, you executed it, it came out nice, and in movie format, when was the last Superman movie y'all thought was great? Like, help me out here. Right.
The only one I would like to see them do Superman the animated series.
None.
Right. So
because that was the best Superman to me.
Right. So my thought about it is like I don't have an answer on how to execute Superman the right way, I think Smallville was probably the only one that has done it right. I gotta say that for the record.
Lois and Superman is pretty good too.
That too.
I heard that was good. I heard that it was good.
What you got, Petey? Oh, my bad.
All right, my bad. So the thing, I was talking to one of my coworkers today about Superman and like the whole James Gunn vision. What's the point of doing a Superman movie if Superman's already been done so many times? Like, we know the whole thing. Superman, man came from another planet, landed on a farm, became a farm boy, discovered his powers. We all know that. My thing is like said it best. Like the best way for Superman that was done was Smallville, and then Lois and Clark was a great show. I remember watching it back in the day. I enjoyed it, and like what direction? Like I said, we know Superman. So what direction can you really go with Superman? Like, especially with like a younger version of Superman. Superman, had some moments in the comic books. He was in an adult film with somebody, with Barda, I think it was with the alien. But yeah. There's a comic. There's a story where Superman gets done by an alien, and I think him and I guess Barda are forced to do things with each other for the alien. So there is that, but that's besides the point. But I think that it's going to be hard doing Superman because if James Gunn screws this, then every fan that watches these movies are going to like, man, DC's trash. They can't make a good movie. Mm-hmm. So he better come up with something out of his ass to make this right, because this is a clean slate. Some fans are not given the chance because it's DC films, not like Marvel films where it's like banger after banger after banger, upon opinion, of course. But the man has one shot to making this movie right. And if he doesn't make it right, according to fans, and make it good, then nobody's going to watch the rest of these movies. That's just my opinion.
All right, hold on. Margin, what you were saying before I cut you off, brother? My bad, cuz. Go ahead, man.
It's all good. So I was going to say, I think the only way that you really could do Superman correctly now in the movies is that Superman's going to have to be that celebrity. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to be either that superhero who saves the day, or he's going to have to be that super villain who saves the day, or, he's going to have to be that mysterious villain who pops up just because. He's going to have to be that DC character that is polarized. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to make it interesting in a way like that, because you can't put it into a movie. You know what I'm saying? All the things that he can do, that he's capable of, that all the people, all the other heroes he interacted with, you can't just do that in one movie. But then you can't really remake, you know what I'm saying, another Superman TV show of him being younger. We've already done that. So now you're gonna have to do one where he is that celebrity that pops up out of nowhere. And then that way you could play with your different characters that you want. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You could explain a different backstory for each Superman. Each scenario could be different. That could be the way that they stop running around in circles. He could bring that, that time travel, temporal, different timeline shit that they want to do over there at DC. So, thank you.
Okay.
The ancestors of my skills now.
M'Baku didn't like the raisins in the potato salad.
LA people have been on fire.
How do you know that if you couldn't, you wouldn't fuck Kim Kardashian? How do you know that you wouldn't rush the stage with a Hennessy bottle when Taylor Swift wins over Beyonce?
You niggas in trouble.